It makes me laugh, when people talk about Egypt and who built the pyramids and stuff like that. That a lot of people are still coming out with this madness about how aliens came down to build the pyramids. So like I said before in one of my other videos about how all the aliens look like all sorts of different creatures and all different colours and all that, but none of them are black. In this imaginative alien species that they come up with. You're telling me now that whatever it was took time out to travel light years or through a wormhole or whatever it is in the imagination of these people to do masonry, to lay some bricks for us because we're so dumb we didn't know how to do it. Come on, mate. Come on. I don't know how many of you have been to Egypt. If you go to Egypt, there's black people all over the place and all over the walls, plastered all over the walls, carved up all up into the rock. Come on, mate. Come on. Stop this racism, man. You know, when I was a kid and you heard these stories like that, you just took them for granted, didn't you? Because you thought, oh yeah, that must have how they did it. You know, they must have been so technologically advanced than us and blah, 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 blah. You just take it until you stop and you think to yourself for a second. And then you read and then you look at the walls and even in the museums over here. You go to the Ashmolean Museum. There's a sarcophagus next to the doorway as you're going out into the other section from the Egyptian section. The blackest looking featured face I've ever seen in the whole of all the artifacts of the Egyptian statues and everything that I've ever seen. The most Negro features that I've ever seen. I think it was some sort of it was either a priest or a high court official or something. It's just there, standing near the doorway. It's like, I think it's nearly 7 foot tall. And it's beautiful. I think it's made out of basalt. It's smooth as hell. It's like it's been finished by a machine. I was just there. I was looking at it for ages when I walked in there, and I was thinking to myself, how can you still be talking this mess that there wasn't black people? It's crazy to me. It really is. It's crazy to me. That's just people that went through a vigorous curriculum of study, initiations towards godhood. They called it the Sonum Bonum. Well, that's Latinized. But to get to that godhood, 42 years of study. That's when you finish school over there. Them people weren't playing, man. The outside Egypt and the inner Egypt of initiation. 2 Egypts, Upper Egypt and Lower Egypt, in more senses than one. And we carry that tradition on today. That's why you have your secret societies, because it's built on the same system and rule of thought. It's like when I was speaking to this Mason one time, and we got on a subject of masonry because he was wearing his light. We gave each other the grip, and he said he was the Grand Lodge of England. That's where his lodge was part of the Grand Lodge of England. And anyway, cut long story short, he was like, "Yeah, we're the original Masons." I said, "Are you really?" He said, "Yeah, we started the Grand Lodge of England in 1717, I goes, so no one did buildings before that? You know what I mean? No one had any secret societies before that. That was 4 lodges that came together. Just in London alone, there was other lodges anyway. I was like, so what were they doing in Egypt then? Before there was any European village, for that matter. You had all them cities over in the so-called Middle East. I call it Northeast Africa. The Northeast Stone. But anyway, don't you think that was an earlier form of masonry? How in the hell could you have started masonry? But when them pyramids have been up there for thousands and thousands of years. Those were masons that built that, the original masons that built that, who understood mathematics, who had the working tools, the original working. It's crazy to me. It really is. It's crazy to me. People don't sit down and think about things. They don't think things through. I mean, that's your brand of masonry. You know, I'll give you that. But you didn't start it. Come on, have a think about that, mate. But anyway, we were going back and forth about it and all that, and I was like, okay, whatever. And then you speak to others that, you know, they think about it a bit more, and they're like, yeah. You know, so you get all sorts, but as far as masonry goes, it's quite evident that there was older masons around. Even in this country, you had a collegiate coming from the Romans, the Roman masons. They had this symbolism of the working tools also, and that's from the Romans. So there's a lot to it. There's a lot to it in that regard. But yeah, back to the aliens and the pyramids. It's like, come on, man. Are you really that racist? You attribute the building, the stonework, to little green men. Come on.